So, okay. So I have some questions. I want to know, like what?
Just one grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Auntie Riri has great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has 5 generations.
Yeah.
And you have 4 generations.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what would you tell, 6 generations down, what would you tell them about love and marriage?
Huh. I don't know sometimes if you can even tell somebody else about, it's for them, because you very seldom, I don't know, I don't think you to get married and to look at somebody, what you think you're looking at isn't always what you're looking at. It's what's in your head. At least it was that was the way it was with me. I don't think everybody has the same kind of experiences and things, but I don't think anybody actually has it all as a wonderful life that you think, that you're going to have. Because it is a learning process. And to come into living with another person, and that person has their ideas and their ways of doing things, and sometimes you don't notice. No, at least I didn't notice sometimes the way that things were going. That it's going to work. But as far as my children's father, Jocelyn, was concerned, that was a big mistake. And I didn't, his mother told me I shouldn't marry him. And his mother was good to me. She loved me. She really did. And he said said to me, as he does his mother, she had an accent, as he does his mother, he'll do his wife. And I could feel how much I couldn't believe what she was telling me. I looked at her in her eyes, just like I can feel it this minute. It was so strong. I said, "No, Mom, he wouldn't do that to me." Because I would see that, he would take some old dirty socks or something and hit her in the head, in the face, and all kinds of mean things. And I couldn't see him doing that kind of thing to me. He never did put no things in, but he did hit me and knock me down and all these other things, So I think sometimes you're young. You're so young. I think you should wait a while and not be such a hurry or something to get married and that kind of thing. But people come up in all kinds of different circumstances in their life, and to get into they get married, you think then that you're going into a life that's going to, it's going to be a change, and you can live and do all the things that married people do. But it takes more than just thinking just because you're looking at somebody and think that they're so wonderful that they are. Not that he was a man, but he was a mean person. I mean, he really was. I don't know why, but I know he was. I don't understand sometimes the way that he turned out to be. I really don't. And it wasn't that he turned out to be like that. He was like that all the time.
Yeah.
The way that he treated his mother was awful.
Yeah.
Now, why? I don't know. Because both of her children, she had 2 sons, and both of them were alike. They both were mean to her. And why? I don't know. But I know they were.
Who was your favorite? Which guy was your favorite relationship?
My favorite.
And why?
I think Rico was the most favorite. I know that we probably would have been better off if it's just in him and I, and not with the children. Because I was so, oh, these are my children, you know, and I wanted him to um, have good thoughts and good feelings and good things for them. I really did.
And play with them, like.
Yeah.
And he was more of a disciplinary, controlling than a playful guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When it came to the kids,
but
when it came to you, you guys had fun.
Yeah. I think he was the. I think he was the. I don't know. I never know.
Yeah.
But
now, okay. So, what have you learned about money?
Money.
Yeah. Or what advice would you give the sixth generation about money?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I know for myself, coming up as a young person, I was always willing to share, to give to church, and whatever way I could, to come along and do well. I learned how to save money. I always thought how to to have things that we wanted, to save the money, save it, look forward, not just go lickety split. If I wanted to go traveling or whatever, to prepare myself with what I had, just so much. And I started that when the kids were little, and I wanted them to have a nice Christmas. And I would put, I don't know if it was 50 cents a week or $1 a week or something. But anyway, it was a small amount of money in the bank, so that when Christmas came, I had something that I could buy them. And we had some good Christmases then. I bought the kids bicycles, and we had nice trees and everything that I had saved. I don't remember now how much it was, but it was a small. Thinking about it now, it was really a small amount. Was it a week or something? But anyway, I learned how to do that so that when Christmas came, they always had a great Christmas, And anything else that I thought that I wanted in my life, I always could manage to save money towards it, and be as not trying to be stingy or anything, to be willing to share, and in that way, I don't know. I never really learned how to have a lot of money, though. Like some people can have a lot of money, make a lot of money, but I never did that. But I always managed to take some and put it away and save it, so that when I buy, when we get the house, and we did this, we did that, I had money right there to start it at least.
Mm-hmm.
And always, I never, if you ever, don't go beyond what you have. Don't just spend money just to be spending it, but so that you've paid your bills. I'm very exact with my bills, and I believe in paying your bills on time, but I don't know if that's just me, because I've seen other people do much more with their money than I could. Or they learn how to earn more money than I had the ability to learn, But I
Did you teach your kids how to sew?
To sew? No, they didn't seem to want to learn how to sew. No, they no. When Sandy got married, she wanted me to make her wedding gown. That was good. So I did. I made her wedding gown. And she was real happy. She was a beautiful dress. Yeah. But when they were little, they liked me to make clothes for them. But they dressed alike, and all that stuff. So once they got beyond that, they wanted to buy clothes from anyone except Sandy's wedding gown.
When you look around your house, you see a lot of dolls and you see a lot of plates. Can you tell me a little bit about the things you collect?
I started collecting dolls when I was a child. But when I went to get married, I had dolls laying all on my bed. I had about 7. I didn't have a lot like this, but I had like about between 5 to 7 dolls. I don't remember the exact amount, but I knew I had quite a number. But I also had paper dolls too, and I loved paper dolls then. And when I got married, and I had all these dolls, and I had made all kind of little dresses and clothes for the doll and everything. My father looked at me and told me, "Now you're getting married. It's time for you to get rid of them dolls." What do you mean get rid of my dolls? No. I took the dolls and I put them all in boxes and everything and put them away. When my children came, and they were a little bigger, I didn't give them to them, they were little babies, but they were a little bigger, not much bigger. I gave the dolls to my children. That was the end of them. The children enjoyed playing with them, and they were trash after that. So that was the end of the dolls at that time in my life. But I still loved the dolls. One time, there was my aunt, my father's sister, she came and she gave Shuggy a doll. It hurt my feelings. She gave it to Shuggy. She came and she gave each of us a present when she come to visit us. And she gave Shuggy the doll, that doll. Shuggy took that doll and threw it down in the street. Broke it into pieces. It was a doll that would break,
Porcelain.
Oh, yeah. I was so hurt to see that. But Shuggy, and Shuggy was so spoiled, because of all his attention. But she wanted something else. I don't remember now what it was that the doll broke up into 1,000 pieces. But anyway, that was a part of the past. But I still love dolls, and I don't remember now just exactly what happened. But I know I started getting the doll here and there, and whatnot. And Sandy she was married and working at this time, and she had some friends that were doll collectors, selling dolls or doing something. I forgot now how she started, but anyway, then I can't even remember right this minute what my first doll was that I bought and why or how I got it. I don't even remember the second time in my life. But I remember Sandy was living in New Hampshire, and for some reason or somehow or some way, I really don't remember right now. It may come to me tonight when I'm going on my way to bed or something. But anyway, I wanted to be in. One of her friends. What can I say? It's a little bit, a lot. But had dolls, and she had a business that she was in dolls with. And Sandra went to work in this place with these dolls. They getting a paid job to work with this woman. And they were very good friends, very nice lady. And that's how it got started. with the doll business, between Joni and Sandy and me. But Joni belonged to a doll club. And then Sandy got kind of interested in the doll club too. And then, lo and behold, got me interested in the doll club. And that was how I got to be able to have $10,000 in this house. But because I loved them, I really did.
Do you have a story behind most of them?
Well, there has been some kind of a story, but I have one doll in particular, which actually it's more than one, but it's one where my story, my big story, really is a good story. Yeah, I do. Many of my dolls have been given to me. I've had a lot more dolls than I have right now, because I sold, some of them, and then some of them I gave away and stuff like that. But some of the dolls, like this one standing right there, with that long dress on,
Mm-hmm.
many of the dolls that I have were given to me. This lady gave me, I think, at least 2 or 3 dolls. Well, she didn't give it to me in my hand. She's dead when she gave it to me. But she told this friend that doll and 2 other dolls were to go to me. And so many of the ones that just are real precious for one reason or another were given to me. Most of them weren't, but many of them were. But there's another wonderful story for me. It was really a priceless story. This was a lady at church. She lived in Boston, but she had come from, I forgot now, it was New Hampshire, Maine, but up that way. And we were friends, not really close friends, but you know how you can just be nice speaking to people in church, and you do little few things here and there together, but you weren't really close friends. But we were like friends like that, just a nice friend in the church. She's a white lady. And I was going to a mixed church, white and black people together, which was nice. But this lady got sick, and the minister in the church asked me if I could help her. And I told him, sure, I'd be glad to help her. Mm-hmm. So I started first, just going in and doing little things here and there, helping her clean up her house, clean up her bed, taking her to meetings, or not meetings, hospital. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyhow, making this a long story. Huh? But anyway, she she got sicker and sicker. I had to help find a place to put her in a nursing home. And when she said to the minister and to me that if we could go to her house where she had come from, I'm not sure whether it was Maine or New Hampshire, but up that way, she had some things there that she would like to
donate. To give.
And she told us some places that she wanted these things specifically to go and blah blah blah. So I told her, sure, I could go with them and help her do that. So rented a truck and all this, went up and got the stuff. But while we were up there was all the boxes and things that she had and everything. And I came back and brought this stuff home. And in one of the boxes it wasn't too many boxes, but in a couple of the boxes there were 3 dolls, 1 doll and 2 dolls, 1 doll in one box and 2 dolls in the other box. I was shocked to see these. Shocked as could be. Anyway, we didn't have to report this doll finding to this lady. because I told him what I was going to do as far as these dolls were concerned, and I found the dolls. But the other stuff we did what she wanted us to do, you know, as far as who's to get what and all that kind of thing. But with the people in the church or whatever it was, we did what was her nut. But the lady forgot all about the dolls. She didn't know she had dolls up there. She didn't. She may have known, but she didn't tell us, say anything about the dolls. Anyway, got them here. I took one of the dolls to Cambridge to a school I could go because that doll was kind of cracked up and everything, to find out how to repair it myself. And I did that. And when I got that all repaired, got the clothes all fixed and everything, she's in a nursing home now. I brought her here for lunch one day, and I showed her the dolls, and the woman was so happy. She saw these dolls. Oh, and she's crying. Oh, my babies, my babies. She was so happy. She was so happy with them dolls. And she said to me, well, now they are yours. And I said, no, as long as you're here, they're yours. But I'll keep them, and I'll keep them nice. And I did. And I would go over every so often, and because I used to give doll, you know, entertain them with dolls. I'd take a whole bunch of dolls. And so I started taking her doll over every so often. And, you know, her dolls, two of those, three of them, over so often and show them. And that's been quite wonderful.
You still have those dolls?
Oh, sure. I'm going to have them dolls till I die. One way or the other. But as a matter of fact, just a few months ago, I gave a demonstration of some of my dolls to a doll club up in Roxbury, and that was fun. And I took only one of her dolls for that, but I did take quite a few dolls to show to the ladies up there. The one doll that they wanted to see, and they thought they were going to see it in the first place, it really wasn't the doll that they thought I had. And I told them, but they didn't understand it, you know.
Which one do you think?
The ones that they thought, I mean, they knew I had the dolls, but they weren't, these dolls I had bought from a girl who makes dolls. But a couple of my dolls that she had made were starting to fall apart. And it was so expensive, it was ridiculous. I didn't take those, but that's what they wanted. They wanted those dolls to me to come to show them because they wanted to see this particular girl's doll. But them dolls were falling too much apart for me to take them anywhere.
Yeah.
When you start asking me questions.
What is your most prized doll? Like, which one do you feel like is the most precious to you?
Actually, the one that's the one that I think more about, and I think is more expensive and stuff like that, was the one that I was talking about when I went to school and repaired it and that kind of thing. And it's such a nice old doll. I have two other dolls that two girls, two women. They were a doll apiece that belongs to her, to these two sisters, and they gave me a doll, each one of them. And this doll right there, the man there, that doll was given to me by a very nice lady, a lady who had a fortune probably in dolls. And I had done something for her. I don't know what it was, I did something. But she sent me that doll right there in appreciation. And that doll was designed by a black lady that lives, I think, in New York somewhere. But anyway, I was really happy to get that man. And that was a doll that she made of her husband. You know, she was her husband. But I have one doll upstairs that is probably not much good as far as anything money-wise or anything. But a friend went to Mexico. I think it was Mexico we went to. And he wanted to bring me back a gift because I had done some nice things to help somebody or something. And anyway, he brought me back this doll. He forgot the last minute on his trip. This is what he told me. That he was going to pick up this doll, looking for a doll to bring me. And when he remembered, he started running in the airport. You know? And he found the doll in the airport. And he brought me that doll. It was so unexpected and so thoughtful and all that. It was really nice. That I brought that doll right this minute. It's upstairs. I see that doll every day in my bedroom, standing in the thing. And I said to myself, I think I'm going to tell my kids, when I die, put this doll in my coffin. So for different reasons, like this lady, I didn't expect her to, the one there, I didn't expect her to, I wasn't even thinking about her sending me a doll. Mm-hmm. But she sent me 3 dolls. I think it's 3 I got from her. Another lady was a doll, whatever you call them, made dolls and sold the dolls. And she sent me 2 dolls upstairs, you know, for me. She wanted me to have them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I have so many like that people. I never give them away or sell them or do anything with them.
Yeah. But I want to take.
But I'm glad I outgrew. Walked out of it.
So you can talk about.
What you thinking this because we done grew up to be so old, huh?
It's amazing though.
Huh?
It's amazing that all 3 of you guys have come this far, you know, together.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And you've created such a big family.
Yeah. And you know what? Look at how she decided this. I shouldn't say. How she's got better, you know? Mm-hmm. I was on her case too. Because, you know, I'm very positive and I don't believe in sickness and all that, so I don't get sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then she decided to stop that. And she got...
And she was working out with you.
Huh?
She was working out with you, right?
Well, yeah, she went to the she went over there. Mm-hmm. Then they stopped having it, and then they was having it in the afternoon. She lost. Well, I wasn't gonna go in the afternoon. I couldn't because I'm more busier than she is. And she was going with the exercise teacher. I don't know why she doesn't. Yeah.
So, when did your family find out that you were deaf? How old were you?
I was in the 2nd grade because I didn't pronounce my words proper. I didn't pronounce my words like other people. The teacher said something she can't hear good. And that's when they found out that my pronunciation, they're still wrong. A lot of my pronunciations are wrong now. But that's what.
Okay. And do you think once your family found out you were deaf, they treated you better? Well, your parents?
Well, you see, I was young. I was a baby, mm-hmm. you know, and the thing of it is I was born deaf, born hard of hearing. Mm-hmm. And they didn't understand that. So they had already reared me by, you know, punishing me too much. On account I was hard-headed, but I wasn't hard-headed. I didn't hear them. I didn't understand them, but I didn't know that, and they didn't know it, you know. Mm-hmm. So by that time, no, they had already made me. I was 6 or 7, you know. Mm-hmm. And I was at the age that I was returning to be a rebel, and I became a rebel.
Yeah.
So I always, you know, I was always fighting, you know.
What do you mean by a rebel? Like, what did you do? Did you leave home early? Like, what do you mean by you became a rebel? What do you mean by you became a rebel? What did you do?
I said by the time, you know, being at that, I was being, I guess, punished too much because I didn't realize that then. That being it that I was, they were hitting me too much and stuff,
No, I understand.
And they're kind of comparing me with my sisters. You got to be more like Molly or, Sugar or something. That made me not like them. You know what I'm saying? I don't even call it jealousy, but maybe it was. Already I'm a middle child. And then they're comparing me, you ought to be, so therefore I resented them. I realized when I became an adult how much I resented them as a child. But all I was doing as a child was growing up and keeping them, beating them up. And, we played together, but I was always the rough one, And I could do the roller skate and jump over the hydrants and all that sort of stuff. I taught myself how to ride a bike. I was the aggressor. I made money. I had papers. I sold papers. I sifted people's cinders. I had a bank under the bed and all that. So I always had money. Always had a bank. Always had money in the bank. I call it, But in school even I was rebel. I was smart, but I was a rebel. I rebelled. I was bad. They called me bad in the school, so I get a C and D in conduct. But I didn't care. And as I think about it, I only can tell you this as an adult. I didn't look at it then as I was able to. Now I kept asking myself the why. And, why was I so much like I was? And I knew I was different. But they didn't do it. They didn't see it like I saw it, of course, because it wasn't them. And I didn't like being the way I was. I loved people. I was always doing something for the underdog. I do sincerely love all people. I really do. I just love all of that's true. So I always reached out to the underdog, the kids that were being abused and stuff,
Or bullied.
But I didn't call it being abused because, see, when they had made the patent, because, a baby, toddler the age, they had already set the patent in me to the way I would be as a child, And so I was bad in school, bad, fresh. Not fresh, but
A rebel.
Yeah.
So the way you grew up, did that influence how you treated your kids?
Yes, terribly. Terribly. I wish that I had known better. I didn't. And then not only that, Benita, I was independent. See? That's why I went back to school. I had 3 babies by the time I was 18. And I didn't beg. I still don't believe in nobody owes me anything. I make it on my own still. I still, I'm very independent. And I went on Mother's Day for 2 years when your father left me. If the baby was crawling. And when he left, I went to work in a candy factory packing cigarettes, And then when I took in trying to make a living, I couldn't. Your grandmother got married and she wouldn't mind my kids no more. So I had to stay home and mind them. And I went to ask for Mother's Aid, And the woman asked me what took me so long to come. And I told her, I said, I'm not begging you for nothing. I was born in Boston, Massachusetts. My parents worked in Boston, Massachusetts. And you're just helping me until my children got in school all day. So then after they got in school all day, I went and then I've been working ever since until I retired.
Yeah. So you had your first kid when you were how old? How old were you?
15.
15. And you had all 3 by 18.
Yeah, I was 18 when I had the third one. Because they're 15 months apart. They're all 15 months older than each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, they have one every 15 months. And then Wally was small. When Wally was little, his father, he went and left with a girl. Well, it was too much for him too, I guess. But that was okay, you know. Then I just went to live with my mother for a while. You know, they got apartments, did the best I could until I started working at Teradyne, and that's when I got settled. You know, that's when I stayed on that job.
Yeah. You worked at Teradyne for how long?
20 years, I think, or 25. You know, I was trying to figure that out. You know what happened? While I was there, see, Martin Luther King was in and all that women's liberation and all that, because I was always liberated, you know, and always black and proud, always, you know. But I was very dependable. I have a lot of integrity. I keep my word. And I can be depended upon. And nothing, I don't care what they asked me, I did it, you know. Today, I went to school to be a technician. Mm-hmm. I was the only woman in the class on ITT Tech. Yeah, I was the only woman that graduated. What? Yeah, that year. See, I was trying to think of the year in case you asked me, but I forgot. So when they were giving out the diplomas, you know, the certificates, you know. Then they called the name William Little, and Jimmy corrected him and said Lillian Little, because you know, I was the only girl in the class, right? All right, I got to be a group leader in Teradyne, and I got awarded Black Achievers Award, and blacks and you know. We had to go through I think it was through the YMCA or something, I don't know. But anyway, they had all people from all walks of life, but I represented Teradyne. So I got that Black Achievers Award. That was two accomplishments, you know. But I wanted to better, you know, I kept bettering myself. So.
So you have five generations. You have a great grandchild, right?
I got five. I got a few of them greats. Yeah, I got a few. Their names, you know, they give these children these names that I call them the N's and the K's, you know. I wrote Naya's name down so I'd spell it right. You know, we got Elizabeth, my granddaughter, her daughter, has three children. So there's, you know, she's beautiful. Jessica, oh, she's lovely. And she's got three, so, you know. Then Justin, that's Sonia's little boy, or big boy. He got one. And Brandon, Sonia's kid, got one. You know, so I got five. That's all. That's the five. On that son, Wally's a great grandfather. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know that you like you said earlier, you believe in health and being healthy. And can you tell me a little bit about how you stay healthy? I know that you eat a lot of vegetables and you don't go. I've never heard of you going to the hospital.
No, not if I can help it. I don't even go for that physical I need every year. I pay for the, you know, I got insurance and everything. I've always had insurance paying for it, you know. But, well, I think I eat fruit right. I eat fruit. And I do eat 3 fruits a day, always, maybe 4, right? I used to believe in taking lemon juice every morning. But I stopped taking that for some reason. I don't know, every morning, I don't know. Something I heard about doing that, but I think it helped me with not having colds. And I make sure that I have a starch. I eat brown rice, you know. I don't get too much for potatoes, but I eat white potatoes, sometimes baked. But I'm more on a sweet potato person. I'm very aware of food, very aware of conscious of what I eat. Plus the stuff that makes me fat, you know, because I eat, that's you know, the thing. But I believe in exercises. I really do. So I think the exercises to me are absolutely wonderful. I got it. The doctors told me I was supposed to be crippled. He told me I had crippling arthritis. My back was giving me a fit. I was crawling on the floor to go to the bathroom and stuff. And I said to myself, that's what you think. I ain't having that. They took pictures and everything, right, at the hospital. So I wasn't going to have that. So they gave me back exercises. I do back exercises, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, then about 3 years ago, arthritis was really age, and arthritis was really and truly trying to take over, which it did a pretty good job, And I had a cane, but I didn't want to walk with a cane. I didn't mind, I needed it, and I used it as I needed. But I kept doing, they put me in physical therapy, I don't even have headaches like people have. Even somebody asked me for aspirin the other day. I don't even have any aspirin, But when they gave me that physical therapy, I don't get out of bed in the morning before I do that physical therapy. I still do it. Now that was 2 or 3 years ago, whatever it was. But I do them physical therapies and plus the exercises in there, down there. When I retired, I started walking around Franklin Park because I had a dog to do it early in the morning. When the dog died, that's when I started putting on this weight. I'm not, do you know what I'm saying? But the eating was very important to me. The green vegetables, the different kinds of nuts, the different types of making sure I had some starch, and I never ate I like meat, but I don't eat a lot of it, I'll eat chicken maybe or drumstick. Well, I like the whole chicken, But I eat only small portions of meat. I don't eat too much. I eat a lot of salmon and I like tuna fish, stuff like that, But I'm not too much on salad because I ate too much of it while I was working. And I'm just getting, so I'll eat a little tuna because you ate so much, all the time. But I was always conscious about what I ate.
Your whole life? Your whole life?
Yeah, all the time. Even that person. And I always knew I was eating extra about stuff I had no business eating. But after you get a certain age, everything goes on your body. You know what I mean? So I just kind of, I like to make pies and all these stuffs, So that's what happens.
I remember you used to juice a lot.
I used to what?
To use the juicer?
Juicer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still do that?
Yeah, I got one of them, what you call it? I got one of them little